Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Before we begin, we're going to take a few moments to collect ourselves and to relax before we engage into our discussion. What we need to do is to focus now on bringing positive energy into our lives and into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We have all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our lives will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we can do this is by changing our outlook, meeting every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism, and once you do this, you will see a change in yourself. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons why your life is amazing. You will see the change. You will be changed. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful and think positive. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. This is Gloria Lee, the moderator for the show Women of Courage. Wherever you are in the world, I need you to know one thing right now. You are amazing. I know you might be upset. I know you might be hurting. And I know you might be frustrated. I know because all of these things happened to me. I was homeless for 2 years, and all I had was a computer, my son, and a car. I want you to know you still have a purpose in life, and it is my job to help you believe that again. Do you want to believe? Can you see that the divorce was not meant to take you out? Can you believe that the lost house and the lost job is a setup for something greater? By the end of this broadcast, you'll be injected with so much that you cannot help but believe again. And I am going to help you do just that. Are you ready? I got some things I want to share with you. And I will even make suggestions on books and activities that you can implement, which will ultimately bring healing and wholeness to you. If you are ready to be healed, if you're ready to be whole, just jot down the pointers I give and watch your life transform. No matter what happened, no matter whose fault it was, today is a new day, and your time to live and be free is now. Join me in this journey to wholeness. Your time for total healing is now. Today you shall recover. Wholeness, healness, and peacefulness is in the mind. That is where all battles for life end and begin. The Women of Courage show is being broadcast by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help you problem solve, to help you dream again, to help you believe that anything is possible. We want you to believe that you do not have to marry the first man you meet just to get someone to take care of you. You do not have to live a life of drudgery. You can educate yourself. All you have to do is learn to read competently. We want you to take a chance on yourself. Stop believing all the soothsayers around you that have never left a state in their lives. People who do not have courage to fly. People who only think of lying, cheating, and stealing. You can live an exciting life. All you have to do is believe that you can make your dreams come true. You do not have to go to bed with someone you despise day in and day out. You have the right to marry someone that you can talk to someone that believes in you and has faith in you as a human being. In other words, you do not have to settle for just anyone. But what you must do is strive toward your goal. You must be goal oriented. You must organize yourself. You must be clear about what you want in life and why you want such a life. All of us are made up of dreams. As our dreams unfold in our lives, our spirit soars. Realizing our dreams becomes a problem because oftentimes we are beaten down by our friends and family. We are beaten down at school by people laughing at us because of our shoe size, our ear size, our breast size, the clothes we wear, etc. We are beaten down by people saying nothing will come of our lives. We are beaten down when our mothers and grandmothers constantly say that we're going to be just like our father, an inmate in prison. Many of us are also discouraged when our mothers are inattentive. She is wrapped up in her new boyfriend. But life anew is possible. It is my job to encourage you to go as far as you can dream and as far as your dreams can take you. It is my job to get you to believe in life again. I am sick and tired of people failing at life just because they are around negative speaking and negative acting people. Do not let the failure of other people make you lose confidence in yourself. Yes, you may be surrounded by poverty, but you must look for a way out. The book, If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison, will help you. What you must do above all else is learn to read competently. You must read, and read. Anyone who laughs at you for reading, you need to leave that person alone. I do not care if it's your mother. Anyone who discourages you, you are to stop all association. Man is not different than plants. We need encouragement to grow as plants need water to thrive. You are to leave foolish, stupid people alone. Their ignorance will weigh you down or even get you killed. Sit down and think how you can avoid these people, especially if they're in your family. If you are overwhelmed with the tiring feeling that feels as if you're carrying a bag of stone around every morning when you get out of bed and think how you'll have to spend another living life you're not passionate about, the books I suggest are the perfect solution for your unique needs. Not only will we help you realize why these feelings overwhelm you and what you can do to change it, but they will also teach you how to live a life of strength, courage, fearlessness in order to realize all of your dreams. If you are lacking the attitude and psychology, proper resource or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambition a reality and creating the life you deserve, you will certainly derive the most benefit from professional, incredible content within these books. Contents that will assist you in achieving the results that you are after. You are never to give up on yourself. Are you ready to leave your future to chance? Of course not. Take your life in your hand and learn all the necessary tools mindset, strategies used by the men and women of courage, used in order to live the life of their dream. Change your life with our book starting today.
This right here, this is the moment right before the day starts when you get to look in the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Now, you've been through some dark days, I believe that. But all that pain and struggle, that made the person you're looking at now. So when you walk out of these doors today, I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to believe you are the strongest person walking this planet. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know the grind it took for you to be here. So when you leave here today, I need you to show them. What we need to focus on now is bringing positive energy into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We've all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our life will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we do this is by changing our outlook, leading every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism. And once you do this, you will see the change. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons of why your life is amazing. And once you do this, you will see the change. You will be the change. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful. And think positive.
Here are some reasons why you need to go register and vote. If you have something to say, then you should vote. If you are sick and tired of the lies, then you should vote. If you want a government for the people, then you should vote. If you want a responsible government, then you should vote. If you want to protect your Social Security, you need to vote. If you want the post office saved, you need to vote. If you want to protest the environment, you need to vote. If you want to protect our rivers, lakes, and streams, you need to vote. If you are tired of the pollution created by carbon emissions, you need to vote. If you want good medical care for all, you need to vote. If you want to protect your family, you need to vote. In the November election, the fate of our country will be in your hands. Therefore, you need to vote. Dear male listeners, our show may be called Women of Courage, but our name should not stop you from listening to our show. You have as much to learn and to consider as women. Why? Because many of you are fathers, sons, and brothers, and you need to understand those forces and situations that affect the female members of your family. So we do implore you to listen to our show with an ear for understanding. Thank you. The title of today's lesson is The Battle for Survival is in the Mind. I want to prove to you that it is not the outside forces that you truly have to fight. It is that inner voice that you must master. Yes, you're going to hear people on the outside say discouraging words, but the inner voice, which is your internal dialogue, must react to your positive input. You must take control of yourself and govern what you think. You are going to have to win this battle if you're going to be successful in life. You may have to fight your mother, your father, your school teacher, your wife for the presence of mind. But the true battle that is waged is the battle between you and yourself, and you have to win this battle. Yes, you have to fight naysayers all around you. And yes, you will have to fight family members. But the real battle takes place in your mind. Remember the shows where I discussed Muhammad Ali, Usain Bolt, and Colin Kaepernick? Go back and listen to those shows again. These shows will help you in the battles ahead. I did 2 shows for each man. The shows for Muhammad Ali were shows 46 and 47. The shows for Colin Kaepernick were shows 48 and 49. And the shows for Usain Bolt were shows 50 and 58. Go to our archive on the internet at YouTube and go to the channel Touched by the Light Publishing and give these shows a listen. I want you to see that you must gain control of yourself by changing how you talk to yourself. A few years ago, I wrote a book entitled If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison. I was very proud of this achievement. I wrote the book as if I were speaking to the man sitting at home, holding a gun, contemplating a violent act. I shaped the book so that the basic argument was, why would a person who is sane commit an act that would hurt him or herself? When you refuse to read or you refuse to learn to read, you are hurting yourself. You are not doing what is best for you. When you go to a salon and purchase $100 worth of fingernails and you refuse to pay your bills, you are hurting yourself and your children. Why would you spend $300 on a purse when your son cannot read? You're hurting yourself and your son. You could use that $300 to purchase a tutor for him. These examples apply equally to men and women. Now here's a few passages from the book. This essay is written to the young man sitting at home, holding a gun in his hand, contemplating an act of violence. If you believe in God, you should put the gun down and reconsider your position. You should walk into the bathroom, look in the mirror, and ask yourself these 4 questions. Do I belong in prison? Do I want to spend the rest of my life in prison? Does my mother want me to spend the rest of my life in prison? Is there anything else I can do besides holding a gun in my hand? If you answer yourself with an affirming statement, then you should leave the gun where it lay and come join the rest of society and face the day. If you do not answer yourself in the affirmative, then you have made the decision that there is no God and what you desire should control your mind and your conduct. Or conversely, you have made the decision that there is a God, but at the present time you choose not to follow him, and that you are the author of your life. Or there is a God, but you prefer to support the devil in his mission. In either case, the decision you need to make is a simple one. You need to consider your position and answer yourself in the affirmative and follow God. We make this statement because as a Christian does not belong in prison. If a Christian lands in prison, then the jury made a mistake. Or the person who calls themselves a Christian and they end up in prison, they got there because they refused to actually believe in God and act as a Christian. Because a Christian does not pick up a gun unless he is forced to defend himself or his family. If you believe in God, then you do not belong in prison. You belong outside in society working toward a better world. Anyone can go to prison. Dope dealers make good prisoners. It does not take a rocket science to be a prisoner. All it takes is a moment of indecision or a moment of impulsiveness, and off you go into an arena where you may not survive. When you do not follow God, your conduct is saying there is no hope. When you do not follow God, your conduct is saying nothing is going to change. When you do not follow God, your conduct is saying, I do not believe in God's promises. Before you make a decision to use that gun, maybe you need to take some instructions from a minister and learn of God's promises before you decide to follow a path of no return. Also, maybe you should go to the library and read the life stories of men who resist picking up a gun, like Malcolm X, just to survive. There are thousands and thousands of men who get up every morning and go to work as dishwashers, garbage collectors, factory workers, window washers, street cleaners, tree trimmers, cement finishers, painters, etc. They face their day with courage and faith to provide for themselves and their families. They do not pick up a gun in anger and use rejection as an excuse for violence and murder. The love that these men have for their families go beyond the love for themselves. That love keeps them from going into prison for doing something stupid. That love keeps them going back to work day in and day out. A man can feel miserable inside, but love is everlasting and nothing will come before his wife and children. This is why adultery is such a dastardly deed. If you believe there is a God, then you cannot knowingly pick up a gun and commit an act of violence because your action is saying that you're willing to accept God's judgment of your behavior, which is illogical. Also, you are saying you are willing to accept man's judgment of your behavior, which is also illogical. No man remains resolved into eternity. No man is willing to accept God's judgment unless the man believes that judgment is going to be favorable. How can God's judgment of you be favorable when you violate one of his commandments? Can you truly conceive of a situation where you do not care what happens to your soul? Let us see how long Daniel Franklin, age 34, will remain resolved while he serves a life sentence in prison without parole for the murder of his ex-wife, Miss Makia Robinson. She was pregnant, and her daughters, Raquel Robinson and Tara Robinson, age 8. He did not kill his child, but he killed both of her children. He wanted to leave his seed upon the earth. She will be the only proof after his death that he existed. Let us see if he does not believe in something other than himself when he turns 50 and his hair is gray and his back is bent, and his daughter asks him, "Daddy, why did you kill my mother and my two sisters?" Either there is a God or there is not a God. If you believe there is a God, then you should follow him. If you do not believe there is a God, then fare you well. But it would behoove you to consider your options carefully. It would be smart of you to err on the side of caution and accept the possibility that there is a God and lay down that gun rather than take a chance and end up in hell. You are quite right. We do not know definitively in this physical world whether there is a heaven or hell. But if you are a betting man, it seems it would be wise to gamble on the side of the angels. We know prison is hell. Putting a gun in your hand increases the possibility that you will end up there. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Now for my break. Reading is one of the most important activities that a person can participate in. A world of information is available to you. This information can help you shape and change not only your life but the lives of your children and spouse. Visit the website touchedbythelight.us and find yourself a book to read. For more information, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Renee stepping out on faith. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
I think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow. having a goal or a plan to accomplish something isn't enough. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to tap into your subconscious to begin to reprogram your mind. And you do this through positive affirmations. Short statements that you repeat every day, regardless of your goal, how big or little. Whether your goal is to make more money, be a better boyfriend or girlfriend, or find a better job, whatever your goal is, you need to come up with short positive statements about that goal and repeat it each morning. Start by doing this for 5 minutes. And once you begin to do this, you will start to see how the subconscious and conscious mind can work together. You have the potential to do amazing things. And through positive affirmations, you start to build that confidence. Think of all the goals that you've made in the past. Think about the mindset you were in at that moment. It was one of confidence and control. I will be successful in my job. I will make my next promotion. I will meet the love of my life. These are words of affirmation. Now tell me, what are your words?
I want to say something to you. The battle for your survival is in the mind. It has nothing to do with the clothes you wear, the shoes you wear, the car you drive. Your survival is based on your thinking, what is occurring in your mind. We spoke a few days ago that in the book, You Are the Prophet of Your Life, you learned that the mind and the heart are two very powerful tools we as humans are blessed with. What we use our mind and heart to do is very crucial and important in determining what and who we become in the future. So it is always important to be careful of our thoughts and what we put in our heart, because whatever you put in it is a seed that will grow bigger and bigger each day. You put hatred in your heart, that is what's going to grow every day, hatred. If you put love in your heart, that is what's going to grow every day. Today I want to talk about what you can do to protect your mind and your heart. For some of us, every day is a battle. You dread having to get up in the morning and drive with your parents to school, unlike others who have fun doing research and enjoy talking about exciting things that they did on the weekend. You like to stay in the shadow. Perhaps one of the reasons why you didn't like to mingle is because you were bullied. Perhaps a teacher showed biasness by picking out on you even though you didn't do anything wrong. These scenarios are all too similar to me. I know how it feels to stand out in a bad way. I have an idea about what must be going on in your mind when someone comments about your hair or the type of clothes you wear. According to the stats provided by the National Center for Educational Statistics, more than 1 out of 5 students report being bullied in their life. Fortunately, the effect of bullying can taint you for life for a long time, even if they aren't addressed and taken care of quickly. You cannot just lose your self-esteem, but might even go through episodes of depression and anxiety. Thankful, every cloud has a silver lining. Today, I'm here to tell you what you can do to survive the battles that are going on in your mind. You can train yourself to stop negative thoughts from entering your mind. How can I be sure? Because I've done it also. So, because I want you to begin a journey of recovery, I have decided to provide you with the things that helped me the most during my toughest periods. These tips will put to use will provide you with affirmations that you need to survive bullying and to go on living your life to the fullest. The step one is to start your healing. And it looks like you have already started or taken the first step in your journey toward healing. If you are here listening to me, it means that you want to get better, that you realize that there is a problem that needs to be taken care of. Many times we don't realize that we're making our lives suffer because of sadness and the negativity that surrounds us. But once we do, we manage to highlight the problem that troubles us and make it point out to solve them. This is when true recovery begins. I'll say that again. Many times we don't realize that we are making our lives suffer because of sadness and the negativity around us. But once we manage to highlight the problem that troubles us and make it a point to solve those problems, this is when true recovery begins. Two is to understand the power of your mind. Before you can actually start your healing process, you need to know that your mind has a lot of strength. It is not just a part of your body that is essential to keep you alive, but it also determines all that you are today. With a sane mind, you wouldn't be able to decide what to wear or what to eat on a particular day. If you were to fully harness your mind's power, you could be able to transform negative thoughts into positive thoughts. You could tell your mind to feel happy and joyous, and you could be exactly that in a matter of minutes. Once you're aware of your mind's true potential, you can jump to the next step. Start the day with inspirational quotes. One of the things that helped me the most when I was battling through negativity in my life was getting up in the morning, standing in front of the mirror, and reading a motivational quote. Tell yourself you're great, that you are worth something, and not just things that other people have to say about you. Remind yourself of all the good things you've done in your life, and you know in your heart that you are a kind and giving person. There's an actual science in how inspirational quotes make us feel driven, so use that and you'll start feeling better. 4, drag out the negativity. There's just some things about negativity that it never seems to let you go, and sometimes feels like it will choke you even though you try hard to save yourself. This is why you need to actively work on dragging those thoughts out of your mind. If a dark cloud is coming over you while you're reading a book, replace it with something else so the sadness will not dwell. Likewise, if you have negative people in your life who do nothing but bring you down, rid yourself of them. Remember, to be surrounded by happy thoughts, you need to be surrounded by uplifting people who like to see you win and who encourage you to be happy in your life and your endeavors. Step 5, try calming activities. Things such as yoga, other forms of meditation, and journalizing are known to help people with low self-esteem. I personally prefer journaling and meditation because while journaling lets me get through the thoughts out, meditation helps calming my mind. Likewise, you can try deep breathing exercises, listening to music, and visualizing to help and suffocate the negativity whenever it decides to visit. Step number 6, believe in yourself. This step is extremely important. Each of us has a story to tell, but it depends on you the kind of story that you create in your life. Getting out of the stressful and anxiety producing battle of your mind can be tough, but healing thoughts can cure your depression and boost your self-esteem, so you don't have to feel like you are worth nothing. It turns out that even the biological systems of our mind wants to help make us feel better. So stop getting bullied by your schoolmates and your thoughts. Take the reins out of your life into your own hands and know that you can hold power to make yourself a strong, self assured, and confident person. I want you to pay close attention to this next list. It's extremely important that you understand what this list is saying to you. The list is the results of low self esteem and a poor image. Low self esteem makes you hateful, it makes you produce despicable behavior. You will sneak into a woman's room or you'll sneak into a man's room. You'll tell one another secrets after someone confides in you. You will have sex with every man you meet. You will bring men into your home that you know nothing about. You will let these men molest your children. You will neglect your children for the praise from some man. The consequence of a low lifestyle. You will commit adultery. You will betray your friends. You will lie. You will cheat. You will cover up. And you will prostitute yourself. Nothing good comes from lack of confidence. You will try to steal someone else's husband. You will be filled with jealousy, hatred, and envy. You will commit rape, murder, and commit debaucherous acts. Low self-esteem is a hateful lifestyle. You must do everything and anything to raise your self-esteem because it not only affects you, it affects your children. Your child's life depends on your self-esteem. Become a sponsor of the Women of Courage show by inviting 10 women for a pleasant afternoon to listen to us speak at your venue. Help us change our community to one of peace and harmony. The Women of Courage show is supported by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help women problem solve and to help women realize their dreams. Women should believe that anything is possible. Our sole purpose is the restoration of injured women, both physically and mentally. We meet twice a month on Saturday at a local restaurant to discuss subjects germane to women. We see 5 main problems of black women that we must solve ourselves. One is the sexual abuse of children, bringing unrelated males into the home and fail to notice changes in behavior. Rape and murder of black women, failure to learn the warning signs, breast cancer, which is a failure to be examined, sex trafficking of black women, accepting prostitution as a way of life, economic trials of black women due to the inability to read or lack of education. Learn how to sponsor the Women of Courage show by speaking to our spokesperson, Renee of WHPR. She can be reached at renee88.1fm@gmail.com. I repeat, renee88.1fm@gmail.com. She will tell you all about it, or you can leave a message at the number 734-686-1444. Thank you. Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the hands of a million people? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach a million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support.
Menzies Salon and Spa is now offering $25 flat irons Tuesdays and $55 relaxer, touch-up, trim, style included on Wednesdays. Full body massage for $29. Barbers on duty. Menzies Salon and Spa is a full-service spa and salon located at 22884 Ryan at 9 Mile Road in Warren, Michigan. Call 586-510-4545.
Reading is one of the most important activities that a person can participate in. A world of information is available to you. This information can help you shape and change not only your life, but the lives of your children and spouse. Visit the website touchedbythelight.us and find yourself a book to read. For more information, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now, remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Thank you. Why you need to go register and vote. The presidential election will soon be here, and I have encountered several people who have said they are not going to vote in this election because none of the candidates are honorable or scripturally correct. While these qualities are highly desirable in candidates, we live in an age where few people involved in politics can claim any of these traits. My answer to these people is as follows. As a member of this society, you need to get out and vote. Your vote counts. It is our right to stand up against wrong in any way we can. Our government is a republic in which we are given the responsibility to vote for people to represent us. As a believer in the rule of law, we have to stand up against evil in any way we can. So we need to ask ourselves, are we for the constitutional qualities that honor the rule of law, or are we against it? If so, then you need to vote. Why complain? Vote. President Hussein Barack Obama tweeted to all of us that we all should vote. In November, it will be in your hands. Vote. Modern day life is filled with many sources of anxiety and emotional pressures. There is an increasing need to excel at everything and fast. Work, family, friendships all require an individual's attention. We are all chasing something, sometimes driven by our own desire and often too trying to meet these societal bars and measures of prosperity that have been ingrained into us since childhood. Amidst this rat race that always has us always grasping for something or some reprieve and hanging on to any source of comfort that we can find, there are still those among us who try to drag us down with a lack of faith. It is difficult to understand why anyone would choose to put out negative energy toward the people around them. We are all just trying to get by and achieve our life's goals. It is troubling to have to deal with unnecessary, unproductive criticism and naysaying. In order to thrive, it is important that one finds the boldness to rise above the soothsayers of doom. Undoubtedly, it is a difficult task, especially when the naysayers are loved ones who ought to be cheering you on to greater heights. There are loved ones who are naysayers, and they will repeatedly say negative things to you each and every day. Why? Because they hate themselves, because they know you're striving toward a goal and they are not. I say some naysayers are loved ones who ought to be cheering you on to greater heights. Except it is probably worth remembering that non-belief is their chosen path. And while you may desire their support and encouragement, you cannot force it out of them. Only an individual in their heart of hearts truly understand what outcomes and achievements they want and hope for out of their own lives. It is important to focus on those life goals and work toward them. One must remain strong against odds, encouraging themselves that it will indeed all come to fruition. Just as darkness cannot drive out darkness, you would be hard-pressed to overcome non-belief without being tenacious enough to stand in faith. What I am saying is, leave the naysayers. I don't care if they're in your family. Avoid them, move across town, change your phone number, whatever. But leave the naysayers to themselves, because they are not going to change, and you cannot change them. If you want to make something of yourself, you have to focus. You have to eliminate distractions. You have to eliminate Instagram, Facebook, time wasted even on YouTube, Twitter, video games, Netflix, Tripod, all the apps, having beer, hanging out with your friends on the weekend. You have got to be willing to sacrifice all of that energy that you use for the above things. You have to focus that energy on new goals. Now, people are going to come around you. Let's go on Facebook. Let's go out for a beer. Let's play a video game. Say no and leave the area. You must focus on your new goals. Success is not free. You pay for it by hard work and focusing. The more things you throw on the fire, the more you will be able to focus. You need to research how to develop focus, how to develop laser-like focus, how to pick a niche and become a specialist, how to become a completely different person, how to become a new and completely different person, how to become a new you, and how to obtain your goals at ease. your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit. After our broadcast, you should go to YouTube and watch our video for a second and third time. This will reinforce the information that we are discussing. When you watch our videos on YouTube, it would be helpful to us if you would subscribe to the channel Touched by the Light Publishing. This way, you will be reminded when we publish another video. And if our videos are helpful to you, tell a friend or a coworker. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage, and have a great day.